If you guys didn't watch the stream early this morning when I was on the way back from work? What was the first thing that I said? What was the first thing that I said? I said verbatim. I said we need a monster fucking game from our best player on the team um, besides Mr. Chagwin. We always pronounce his name so many ways here, right? And I said Jalen Green had to have a monster game today. He had to step up. And boy, did he not. 38 points tonight, bro. 38 points tonight. Showed out, balled out. The Rockets came out right off the bat. Just, what did I say in that previous live stream? I said the Rockets had to start off with the lead like we did in the first game, up 7-0, but we got to keep our foot on it. And we got to stay consistent. And I think in this game, that's exactly what you saw is consistency on both sides of the ball. I just love the way that we were crowding around Curry. I'm talking about 1, 2, 3 guys on him. And he couldn't break. He couldn't seem to get his rhythm going. So he showed out tonight, bro. No complaints. You ain't hearing no complaints from me, bro. No complaints for me. We had a fucking dominant fucking game today. Defense fucking stepped it up. Other than Jimmy Butler being out, which, again, I hope that he has a speedy recovery. The Rockets showed up tonight. And I said they had to. I said the team's going to have to show up and put in a team effort tonight. We were going to have to ball out. Our backs were against the wall. We dropped the first game at home, and we were going to have to win tonight. And that's exactly what we did. The Rockets done showed out tonight, man. I fucking love it. Every single second of it. Every second of it, bro. What a game. It feels good knowing that there's nothing good after a win, but there's nothing feels better than getting a win against a team that has been beating us in the playoffs. I'm talking about 4 games. 4 times. They've beaten us 4 times in the playoffs. It's like, we need to do something, right? So Curry had 31 points in game 1, which that was expected. And I said, we need to find a way to slow Curry down. I don't know what it's going to take, but we got to find a way to slow him down. And boy, was I not wrong. Tonight, he had 20 points in 37 minutes. The last game, he had 40 points and 31 points in 40 minutes. Now, he had 37 minutes with only 20 points. So he shot like 6 for 15 and 4 for 9 for the 3-point line. So even though he did hit some threes, and that's expected, but we slowed him down. We slowed Curry down from 31 to 20 and reduced it to 11 points. I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that. Boy, am I fucking so happy today. I mean, today was a statement. I didn't expect the Rockets to win big like they did, but I expected to have a damn good game. I said, you're not going to see the same team in game 1 you're going to see in game 2. Boy, I wasn't lying. The Rockets came out, were on fire. Okay? They were on fire. And look at it. Outside of Curry, the only, of course, Butler, God forbid he got hurt. He only had 3 points in the game, but I wish him a speedy recovery. Don't want to wish anything bad when someone gets injured. Moses Moody had 12 points. Kumunga had 11 points off the bench. Quentin Post had 12 points off the bench. Pat Spencer had 11 points off the bench. So the bench really stepped up for Golden State, despite the fact their starters weren't really there. Right? It makes any sense. I didn't see Przinski. He didn't score any points like he did in game 1. Like he completely showed out and ball out of control. But in this game, we held Podziemski to 0 points. It's not bad. Bro, we showed out. And as far as the Rockets are concerned, Amen Thompson had 11 points. And I say he didn't do too much but, physicality-wise, he was there despite the fact his points doesn't replicate it. But defensively, I felt that he stepped it up. 16 points for Dylan Brooks. So D. Brooks stepped up. Chagwin had 17. So he didn't have the 26 he did in the last game, but 17 is not that bad, and distributing the ball around, getting other players involved is exactly what we need to get the dub. Fred VanVleet had 7. That's not too bad. I felt defensively he was there today. 38 for Jalen Green. I mean, you can't knock that. Jabari Smith Jr. had 5 points. And then you had Eason off the bench. Torrey Eason with, what, 14 fucking points off the bench, bro. So players stepped it up. You know, Steven Adams didn't have the playing time he had, but this time he had 17 minutes, unlike game one where he didn't have that much playing time. So he definitely stepped up and, was there defensively to help us. It was a team effort, man. We all just showed up today. The Rockets showed up today. You know, the last game we scored 85 points. We said we're gonna need to put some more points on the board. We put 109 tonight. And guess what? The Golden State Warriors put what? 94. So we held them 1 point less than their average. But again, now of course they're gonna say, well, Jimmy got hurt and then he would have been the difference maker. You guys would have won it. And you can kind of make that argument, but we were winning in the first quarter even before Jimmy got hurt in the second or whatever, and he went out. Not to say that, it would have changed the complexity of the game hadn't Butler would have played. And to be fair, I hope he does come back in game 3. Because like I said, I don't want any excuses if we win the series. Just hypothetically speaking, I want to know that we can beat the Warriors at their best. I don't want to beat them when they're at their worst, and then it kind of has an asterisk by it, and it's like, oh, well, you only won because, Butler didn't play. And it's like, well, yeah, that is true. But technically, at the same time, man, it feels good to be an NBA fan today. Oh, and by the way, I got a strike on my channel now. I appealed it. I'm going to lose the appeal because you're not supposed to live stream, broadcast. NBA without written consent is prohibited, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to lose the appeal probably tomorrow or the next day because it takes like a day to 2 to process the appeal. So I'm probably most likely the strike will remain on my channel. And what will end up happening is I won't be able to upload for a week, a live stream or videos or anything, which I'm not losing any sleep. Trust me, I'm not, because I'm not making any money off of YouTube. And ever since I got my job that requires I work overnight, well, because I'm working overnights, I don't make that many videos anyway like I used to. My head's just not into YouTubing anymore. So I'm not personally losing sleep over this shit. Like if I wake up and my channel's gone, I don't care. Like, I don't care at that point. It used to bother me. I don't lose sleep over this shit no more. You know what? I probably will miss some of the people that I fraternize with on here and talk to. A couple of notable names of other YouTubers and other, subscribers and stuff that comment on my content. I'll miss them, but I'm not losing sleep over losing the channel. It's not a big deal, to me. I've never lost a channel before. I've came close a couple times. I've always treaded water, but I've never lost it. But if I did, I'm not losing no sleep over it. I mean, this is YouTube at the end of the day. I ain't making no money on this. Of course, if I was making like one of these YouTubers that were making some sick money, then yeah, I might lose a little sleep over it and might, be a little upset over it. But if I ain't making no money on this, it's not, I'm not trying to make this some sort of like, oh, you give me money, you give me cash. But at the same time, because I'm not making any residual income, I'm not going to lose any sleep over this. This is just for fun for me. This is just for fun to make these videos. But yeah, at 28-18 at the end of the first quarter, real big. The Rockets scored 32 points in the second, so we still managed to score 60 points in the first half. And then, like I said, the big quarter, I think the separation we got was mainly the first half. The Rockets did, and being able to the worst second seed ever. Oh, I didn't know that you said that. Wow. Okay, where are you hiding? Like I said, if you guys watch the live stream, I said this morning, Jalen Green was going to have a big game, and we need a little bit more from Amin Thompson. And that's what we got. Those are the best 2 players on the team besides Shaquin. And that's exactly what happened. I said Jalen Green was going to have at least 20-plus points, and he scored 38 tonight. And he scored 30 going at the end of the third, and really he probably could have scored 45 if he wanted to, but of course he didn't play much. But the Rockets are definitely they showed up and shook that playoff jitters up. This is now officially a series now. I'm loving this shit, man. Best time to be a basketball fan. You know what? I picked Golden State to win in 7 games because I felt that experience over youth. And even if the Rockets, let's say, didn't come out as the victor in this series, there's still a win from this as long as they're trying and see these young guys playing together and they can somehow get some wins out of this. It'll build on their confidence. So it's really a win-win, even if, let's say, the Rockets don't win this series. Because if you have Butler and Curry in there and you compare them to our guys, you would say, well, experience with Trump, the youth in this case. But, the thing is, these young guys are not afraid of these experienced veterans. I fucking love it. As far as Draymond Green is concerned, he's a piece of shit, and I'm gonna be honest with you. He's a piece of shit. He's a troll, horrible troll, and he's not good at all. He's just good at getting in your head. I mean, if you want to say he's a good rebounder, a good defender, sure. Horrible shooter. Even though he did manage to make a couple threes in this game, wide open. I'm like, you let Dre shoot the ball all day open. I don't care because he's not gonna. He's only gonna make 1 out of every 10 anyway. So I don't mind the Warriors giving the ball to him as long as you get the ball out of Curry's hands. I'm good with that. But as far as like Draymond Green is concerned, he got very physical in game 1. He shoved Seguin down one of the plays and was talking shit to him on the ground. And then game 2, we decided to get a little bit more physical, which I said the Rockets were going to have to do. And that's what they did. And they got physical with him. And players were getting in his face and matching that energy. And you had Fred VanVleet doing it. You had Amen Thompson talking shit to him. You had Torrey Eason even talking shit to him. And they were drawing at it the entire game. And so when Draymond Green is matched with that energy, all of a sudden he want to feel some type of way. But yet it's okay for him to shove our guys down and get physical on us. And that's totally fine. But when the energy's matched and it's his way, he don't like that shit. He's a sore fucking loser. I can't stand the motherfucker. I mean, if he was on my team, it's different when he's on your team. He's like that Patrick Beverly, that sort of nemesis, or that sort of like that thorn on your side or whatever. If he's on your team, it's the coolest thing in the world that he gets under other players' skin. That's what you want. But if he's not on your other team and you're one of those 29 other NBA teams, you're going to hate him. And I get it. That's how basketball works. That's how sports works. If it's somebody on your team, you're going to like the excessiveness they bring to the game if it benefits you, if it does work. And Draymond's good at that. But I personally, he's never played for me, so I hate his fucking guts. And I think personally, he's a piece of shit. And that's just what I think personally. But it is what it is. He's a modern day Dennis Rodman, and his job, other than him being effective on the court and points, because that's not where he's at, obviously, is to get under people's skin, and that's exactly what he does. And to be fair, I'll give him credit for that, But I still can't stand the motherfucker, and I'm glad that we beat the Warriors in this game, and we sort of set the tone right away. The flagrant foul that was called on Jalen Green, I thought there was a little bit of acting on Draymond Green's part. I think that he put a great acting job on him by sitting there falling down, holding his nose, waiting for about 20 seconds. What it appeared to be damn near about 10 seconds after apparently he got hit. I don't think it was on purpose, but I think he put on a good acting job to try to sell the flagrant 2 when it was really maybe just a hard foul, or maybe you could say flagrant 1. And I think the refs saw that bullshit and they were like, "Nah, man, we're not going to give you the flagrant 2." And he was sitting there whining for it. "Oh man, he went right for the nose." It's like, he didn't go for the nose, bro. He just really kind of like swiped up. And if you really want to get technical with it, you guys do the same shit to us. Quentin Post did the same thing when he threw an elbow in the back of Şengün's head. They called a hard foul. I said, that's some bullshit right there. The refs were definitely giving you guys some of those calls. But it's okay though. You know what I'm saying? This game was going to get physical, and I said it before, the Rockets were going to have to get fucking physical tonight if they were going to win. I said it this morning. You can go back and watch the stream. I made a 30-minute video this morning. I said the Rockets got to get physical. We need big numbers from Amen Thompson and Green. We're going to win this game if we have any chance. And that's what happened. That's exactly what I said needed to happen. That's exactly what took place. And boy, it feels good to get a win. The last thing I wanted was us to get swept and me to sit here and make a damn crow video after game 2 and talk about how the series is over. Now, yeah, it could be very well over. We had the Golden State. We understand. If we could take one game in Golden State, I'm fine with that. I'm not greedy. I would want to take one game, even if it was game 4, and sort of match it and break even again. Then now it's a best of 3. Like I said, Golden State's not going to give us this. There were moments in the game where Golden State was trying to fight back. Like I said, this game is a marathon, not a sprint. And there were moments where the Warriors would melt the lead from 20 to 12 or whatever. They did that a couple times. But the Rockets just kept firing back, and Green was on fire tonight. That guy was a monster tonight. And that's exactly what the Rockets needed to win. And man, I'm telling you, I'm having a hard time sleeping right now because I'm like, man, I was going to go home and go to sleep. And then, I got a strike. As soon as I get home, it said, your video got struck down because you showed part of the game or something. Oh, I'm not even tripping, bro. It's not a big deal to me. I don't care. I appealed it. I already know I'm gonna lose the appeal because I already know how it works with the live streaming and copyright shit. So I'll take the strike, you know, and then I'll get suspended for a week with no uploading content, uploading videos or whatever. I'm not tripping. It's not a big deal. I don't really upload videos that much anyway, so I'm not losing no sleep over it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and I already said the Rockets' next game that I could be able to watch the game and maybe stream myself, just show my face, would be probably game 5, and that'll be for Wednesday because Saturday and Monday, which is game 3 and 4, I'll be at work, so I won't be able to, be able to do that anyway. So I'll probably just have to do like an after game analysis, watch the highlights, go from there. In the game 5, when they come back to our house, because there is game 5, then I'll be able to say, hey, you know what? We'll go ahead and discuss it. So, without that being said, I saw the other 2 games today. Well, actually, didn't really. I was watching Boston and Orlando. Orlando did kind of show some fight. I'll give them credit where credit's due. But yet again, Boston is showing exactly why they are they're the defending champions. I said it that Orlando don't have a chance. I know at home they're going to put up a better fight, and people say, well, "What about home court event?" I think Boston's got them right up here. Experience is going to trump them. Outside of Wagner, and the other guy they got, what is his name? Banchero. The Magic don't have a chance in that series. I think they're done. I think Boston's going to go in Orlando and take both, and I think the same thing is going to happen to the Heat. And the same thing is happening to Memphis. All 3 of those teams are getting swept. They're done. So 3 of the 8 matchups are done in 4. I didn't think I'd see myself saying that, but yeah, it's over. Memphis is the worst one in the worst team in the playoff bracket. The worst one. And I would say the second worst is probably, I would probably have to say maybe, after that gets a little interesting, but I would say Magic is probably next, and it's Miami, like somewhere in there, in those bottom 3 right there, and they're all 3 going to get swept. They're done, And everyone said, "Well, your Rockets are going to get swept," and I'm glad that ain't happening. We're not going to be at the worst 3 teams. We may be the 4th or 5th worst if we lose, but we won't be the top 3 worst teams. I'll take that. But wow, what a freaking win today! A freaking win today, man. It feels good. Nothing feels better than a win. I'm just glad we got it. How do you think the Detroit Pistons look? Oh, Pistons look good. They play tomorrow. Cleveland beat Miami. I know Miami came back and they sort of put up a fight. And they came back a little bit, and Donovan Mitchell hit some big shots at the end to kind of secure Cleveland's win. But, man, I'm telling you, bro, I can't wait. I can't wait until the games are on tomorrow. So more basketball tomorrow. We're going to have, let's see, who plays tomorrow? You got New York Knicks at Detroit. So it's game 3, series tied at 1. And let's see, betting odds, it's got the New York Knicks as a 1.5 point favor. So that means if you take the Pistons, you get 1.5 points. Basically, if you're going by point spread. Would you take Detroit for the 1.5? So basically, in order for you to win the bet, Detroit has to win by 2. That's obviously easy right there, bro. I take Detroit in the points. OKC heads to Memphis. The OKC is bottom line is 9.5. So that means if you take Memphis, you start the game up 9.5 to 0. So that means if you're Thunder, you have to win by 10 points or more to win the bet. If you're going by the point spread, I'd probably take that. That's a little overstretched, but I probably would take the Thunder. I'll take the Grizzlies with 9.5. No. I wouldn't take the Grizzlies with 9.5 because I think Thunder are going to win by more than that. Yeah, so I wouldn't take it. Now maybe if they gave me maybe like 12.5, I probably would take the bet, Memphis bet. Absolutely, I would take the Memphis bet. Let me see. Let's go ahead and see. Oh, there's a lot of people commenting. Sometimes they don't show up, so I have to. Your Rockets next. Wait, what? I'm not a person, but I admire your passion and respect. Thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. I just saw you're still building the playoff. Thanks. My Stars won tonight. Oh, hey, congratulations. I know it's you're a Stars fan. Clippers and Nuggets, easily the best in the series. Oh yeah, absolutely. Clippers and Nuggets. Yeah, I like the Detroit Knicks one too. You have Boston OKC in the finals. Uh-oh. A power forward and maybe Jabari Smith Jr. could have a breakout season. Yeah, absolutely. Um, the game's on tomorrow. Just to let y'all know, is again New York at Detroit, game 3, series tied at 1. OKC at Memphis. That's a game 3. Can Grizzlies win? Nope, they're not. I think they're done in 4. Denver at the LA Clippers, and the Clippers are 5.5 point favors. So that means if you take Denver, you get the 5.5. I'll be honest with you. I think that's a little bit. I think that if you're, I would take Denver at the 5.5, even if the Clippers do win, because I think Denver can. I think Denver. I don't think the Clippers are going to win by 6 or more. I think it's going to be about maybe like 4 points and under. So if I'm the betting odd, I'll take Denver with the 5.5 easily with that one. And so those are the game 3s for tomorrow on Thursday. Knicks at Pistons. So I'll predict my winners. Why not? I'll go with Detroit. We'll take game 3. Knicks are going to come out with a little bit of firepower, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Pistons and go up 2-1 over the Knicks. Okay, see at Memphis, not snowball's chance in hell. I think Memphis get blown out again. I don't think they can. I don't think they can keep up with the Thunder, and so I'm going to go ahead and go with OKC to win this game and go up 3-0. And Denver at the Clippers, the series is tied at 1. Now Denver could sneak in and take this game if the Clippers are not careful, but I somehow think the Clippers come out ball out of control, and the Clippers win and send. They go up 2-1 in this series. For Friday, that's going to be Boston at Orlando. Boston's a 5.5 point favor, so if you take Magic, you get 5.5. I'll take Boston. And I think Boston comes in Orlando and fucking squashes them. I'm looking at least 15 points or more. I think Boston will take it, go up 3-0. Indiana at Milwaukee. Now, this is going to be an interesting one. Is Milwaukee going to show some sort of fight? And they're going to have that, but they will be at home. In this case, I think the Bucks can do that with Damian Lillard and Giannis. I think that the Bucks get the win and sort of, get the momentum rolling here. They need to win at home in front of their fans. I don't think they'll go down 3-0. Go ahead and give me the Bucks to defeat the Indiana Pacers. And the series will still be 2-1 Indy. We got LA at Minnesota. Minnesota's a 3.5 point favor. So that means if you take LA, you're going to get 3.5 points. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I would take LA, and I'll take the 3.5 because I think the Lakers are going to win. I think they beat Minnesota in Minnesota and sneak in and get a win there. Ant-Man, I like him a lot. Anthony Edwards is a good player, but he's very overly confident, sometimes arrogant, and sometimes that can bite you in the Adam's apple if you're not careful, especially if LeBron James and Luka on the same team. That's a recipe for disaster. I think the Lakers are making a statement that LeBron is dying for that 5th ring, and I think they go in Minnesota and get the win. Outside of Ant-Man, I'm not saying Randall can't still hoop. Gobier's a kind of mix from here to there. He doesn't. Sometimes he does good, sometimes he doesn't. Ant-Man doesn't really have anybody outside of himself. I mean, he's just like the best player on the team, and everybody else is kind of mid-tier. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Lakers to beat the Wolves. I think the Lakers going to sneak a win in Minnesota. I think they make that statement game in Game 3 for tomorrow. Game 4, there's going to be 4 games, and that's going to be Cleveland at Miami, I think, and that's a game what is that, Game 3? Yeah. I think Cleveland go in and get the win. I think they're going to sweep the Heat. OKC play Memphis in Game 4. I think the Memphis Grizzlies are done. I think OKC beats them in the last Game 4. So they get the sweep. Game 4 series tied at 1, Denver and Clippers. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Nuggets to get the win. I think they split it, and the series will go 2-2. Let's see who else. What else do we have here? Give me a second. And then we got Rockets at Golden State. This is going to be a very interesting game. And it also depends if Golden State and Butler comes back. Golden State is a 2.5 point favor. So if you're Rockets, you get the 2.5 points. So that means if you're Golden State, if you have Golden State, you have to win by 3 or more to win the bet. That's a manageable bet, regardless of who you take. Boy, has this playoffs been exciting, Marvin said. Oh, absolutely. Nothing feels better than a win in the NBA. I'm telling you. I'm just glad that we finally, we got a win on the board. And, the last thing I said was Golden State is not fucking getting swept, bro. And they're not sweeping us, bro. They're not. And it didn't happen. I'm just excited, Like I said, the NBA is still in the first round. We're still barely through the first 2 games. Every team at this point has played 2 games. So tomorrow is where all the game 3 start. So, like I said, this is you got 16 teams fighting for a championship, for the trophy, the main prize. We're one of 16, man. And God damn it, I want to win. I want to win, man. Last time the Rockets won was 94, bro. 95. It's been a minute, The Rockets in 7, I hope so. That after the first game, I looked at all the points, and the only guy that really showed out was Shangu. He had 26, and then everybody had 11 points and under. And I said, Jesus Christ. And we only had 85 points. I said, you know what? Jalen Green's got to have a monster game. I said, at least 20. He had 38 tonight. Nasty. Even though Amir Thompson only had 11, but remember, defensively, he was still there. And I felt like his defensive presence was known. Curry would grab the ball off the pick and roll. You had Steven Adams swatting at the fucking ball. He stripped Curry at least 3 times. Loved it. I said, I love this physicality, man. Jalen Green was getting physical with them. Amir Thompson, D. Brooks. They were all getting physical with Curry. I said, look, Curry's going to get his points. Let's just take the ball out of his hands and start, let's see if these other role players will get shots, off. I tell you, it's that's exactly what we did. Curry went from 31, 20 points tonight. Was dishing the ball off, and other players were having to force to take shots. I'm like, fuck it. Let Post take those threes. Let Dre take those threes. I ain't even tripping. Let Jimmy Butler take those threes. Just take the ball out of Curry's hands. He's going to score. He's going to get points, but let's minimize the points. And we did by 11 points. So I love it. What a fucking game. Early foul trouble. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the rest were on some bullshit. And Draymond Green did a little acting. I can't stand that motherfucker. And after, game 1, when he sat there and shoved Shangu to the ground and was talking shit, it just reminded me of all the battles we had before we did the same shit. Remember when he would kick James Harden in the balls and the rest would sit there and look, not call nothing? I hated that shit, man, when he would do that shit. And, there were some calls that they got away with at the very beginning of the game. I noticed there were some very hard fouls they were giving us, and the rest were just looking the other way. And I'm like, come on, man. And then they called a foul on Brooks on something real fucking stupid that they said that he did, where he kicked his leg out, and they were trying to call a foul on him. And I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. But Draymond Green could literally punch our guys in the back of the head, and the rest won't say nothing. Just amazes me. But today, the referees, one thing I will give them is that they gave Dre a technical when he shoved his elbow in the back of Easton's head, and they finally they called a technical on him, which I was like, okay, well that's better than nothing. But yeah, Draymond got physical with our players in the first game, and the players were trying to shake off that playoff jitters, and it's our first game, and you're kind of anxious. But after that, like I said, the Rockets are going to have to get physical back. And that's what we did. Got physical. Fucking love it. Yeah, pushed them in the back because Jimmy to get injured. Yeah. I fucking love it, dude. It was a good win tonight. I like these young guys that are on our roster. I like them, bro. They were talking about, let's trade for Durant next year. Fuck that. I don't want him anywhere near the basketball court. I'm sick of his ass too. He's a quitter. He has a bad attitude. No, fuck that, man. You know, I don't want players like that here. You know, it's all about the good energy, man. I want something new, man. I'm tired of looking at these old heads here, man. Fuck that. You know, Durant wouldn't even be a good fit here anyway. He would have to go somewhere where it's like they already got 3 or 4 guys, and they're just looking for maybe one more piece, like Dallas. Maybe you play with Kyrie, Clay, and AD, and then you got KD. I would be cool with that. So you got 4 guys there, and then that would be fine. But I don't fucking want him in here. Fuck that. And then we gotta trade the house for that? Hell no. Hell no. I'd rather keep the guys we got now. You might as well, you know, we've been building the last 5 years with these guys. You might as well just keep them and let the cars fold as they may. I don't want any more veterans here that's just going to mess it up. I don't want any of them. I don't want Paul George. I don't want Bradley Beal. I don't want Devin Booker. I don't want KD. I don't want no free agents like that, man. I just rather stick with what we got now and just and see if we can develop in the stars, which you're now starting to see that emerge. Jalen Green, and you emerge. What's his name? Shigwin, or how you pronounce his name? I keep mispronouncing him. Shangu. You know, I'm just getting you know, because we've tried it before when Harden left, and we just had a bunch of like guys like John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins or whatever his name is, and then we had all these players that were like veterans that when they were all beefing with each other. I just got so sick of it. I just said, fuck it. I'd just rather rebuild and just trade all of them, get all of our draft picks, and do that. And we won 17 games that year with all those veterans. I'm like, fuck them. Get rid of all of them. I just want to trade all of them. Get rid of all of them. You know, PJ Tucker, gone. Thank God. Sayonara. He had a bad attitude anyway. Get rid of him. Just so sick of it, dude. You know? So I just was tired of seeing that shit. So I got rid of James Harden. Glad to get rid of his ass, too. I don't want him back either. You know, like he kind of hinted like that he wanted to come back, but I don't even want him back. You know what I'm saying? I want the guys we got here on the team. I'm completely fine with what we got here. Regardless, even if we lose this round, I'm fine with what we got here. You know? I mean, Steven Adams, he's cool. And I mess with Fred VanVleet. He's all right. They got some veteran leadership that are not really loud and boisterous, but they can still give you like good morale in the locker room. I'll keep guys like that here. But I don't want James Harden. I don't want Wall, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. What other guys they're talking about? I don't want none of those guys. You know? I don't want none of them here because it's just like they're going to hog the ball. They're not going to pass. Then you're going to have to trade the house for them. I've been there before. I've seen that. I don't want that no more. I'm tired of that shit. I've already done seen those little mini projects they've tried doing that shit here. I'm done with that shit. The only one I liked that we had was a veteran was what's his name? Not PJ Tucker. What was the other guy we used to have? Eric Gordon. He was cool. You know, but it was just time for him to go too, because at that point he was just on a team that was rebuilding, and at that point he wanted to go somewhere where he could win before he retires, which I get it. So I was just like, fuck it, you know, get rid of him. We got a first round pick for him, so that's not too bad. So all those first round picks we got all showed out. So I like it. I wanted Cade Cunningham, Marvin, and I also wanted what's his name? Holmgren, Chet Holmgren from OKC, and look at how they're balling right now. I wanted those guys. But man, I love the players we got on our team. Yeah, it's a new era now, man. Let's get these new young guys in here, give them some minutes and let them ball, man. I like it, man. Time to turn over a new leaf, you know? The fuck it, I ain't getting any younger, so I want to see some young guys in here. Yeah, I like the players we got, man. You know? Yeah, I don't want KD nowhere around here. He's just he has a bad attitude. He's a quitter. I don't want somebody like that here. You know, as we can lose without you. That's the old saying goes. We can lose without you. I don't want him. I don't want him here. If you saw the last couple games, he didn't play for the Suns. He just sat out. What a quitter. You know? That's why his rings in Golden State never count. And it he knows it too. He knows it. And that's why he's pissed. He's salty. Because he knows those rings don't count. He'll never fucking win a ring. Ha ha. Sayonara. It's only KD's only best chance to win a ring. I hate to say it, he's going to have to go to Dallas. This is his only chance. If he plays with Kyrie and Clay and KD or AD, he might win one for Dallas if he decides to go to Dallas. But again, the Mavericks are probably going to have to trade a lot of those young guys away, maybe some picks in the process too to acquire that. You know, if the Mavericks are short term, just trying to win a ring, just push one out there for those guys. Maybe that could be the case, but it's a risk. It's a risk that you're going to dump the house off for a short-term gain to maybe win one ring. Are they willing to risk that? Because the Suns did that when they risked it for KD and traded the house, the picks, a lot of draft picks, a lot of young guys that they traded. Are the Suns really? I mean, are the Mavericks willing to take that gamble? That's a very good gamble. I mean, you got 4 players on the court that are all peripheral all-stars, but can you manage those egos for them to win long term for one ring? If you're just trying to get that one ring and make that push to get it, I mean, perhaps it could work. You know, you could try it, but it's a risk because if it doesn't work, now you just got a bunch of disgruntled fucking disgruntled veterans on the team. And, you know, I've already personally seen that down here. I don't like the results. I want something long-term and success. So I don't know, are the Mavericks really willing to pull the trigger? Because Dallas, if Kyrie comes back, you got Clay and AD. That's actually not that bad. You got a power 3 with those young guys and Marshall, Lively. You got what was that Aaron Williams guy they got off the bench who's fucking balling. He's pretty good. So you add all those guys in the mix. That's actually not that bad. You know, that's not that bad at all. So those are some pretty good combination of players they got. So I don't know, would Dallas be willing to trade a bunch of draft picks and some of their young prospects for KD for maybe a ring for 4 guys? They would have to definitely make a risk involved in that. But other than that, if I'm Dallas, you run the table. You know, a lot of people are against the Luka trade. I actually agreed with it. I think that it was a great trade. I think if AD could stay healthy, maybe you would have AD, Clay, and Kyrie, and if all 3 of those guys play together, dude, that's going to be nasty for next year. Plus the young guys you got, that's actually not that bad of a risk there. And you put Luka on the Lakers, it's a win-win because at the same time, the problem with Luka, as good as he was kind of lazy. At the same time, defensively, couldn't stay healthy, and not only that, but he wasn't making other players on the team better. That's the difference maker. You got AD who's going to help facilitate that ball around. Plus, he's a good rebound defender. He can put shots off, so AD could actually make other players around better. You know, I think more so than Luka. I think a guy like Luka, for example, 37 points in game 1, and the Lakers lose by 20-something plus points. Now, of course, LeBron James showed out in game 2, and that's expected, but again, you know, Luka could have a 40-point game and your team could still lose by 20, 15 versus AD. It's, you know, he's a mid-tier top, you know, he's maybe not a 5-point star, but a guy that's a 4-point star is, you know, pretty good at this, you know, at assists. Plus, he's a good defender. He can play defense and play offense. I would actually put AD in front of Luka in terms of if you're looking at skill set all around versus just one skill set to score. So that I think the trade was perfect for the Mavericks to move in a chess position for long term. I think it's perfect. I think it's fucking perfect, bro. Like I said, Dallas got a good squad next year. They're going to be balling. I'm going to go to a couple of Mavericks games next year. I'm also going to go to a couple of Rockets games as well. When we go to San Antonio, I'll be at those games. This year, they put us in like October back-to-back in San Antonio to start the season. I'm like, man, the NBA schedule screwed it up. And so I couldn't take vacation off because I wasn't there long enough to take it. So at my new job, so I was like, well, you know, I can't do that. So like this coming year, I can do that. You going on vacation in July? Hell yeah. Marvin, I'm still going. Hell yeah. I got vacation coming up in July the 2nd, and I'm gonna be on vacation until Did you go to a Rockets home game this year? No. I've been to a Rockets game since probably like 2 years ago. I've been to a Rockets game 2 years ago in 2023, but I haven't been after that. No, it's been a couple of years. I want to go. I want to go to a game. I want to go tonight. Well, but my cousin, she had tickets, and then I think she ended up inviting someone else because I couldn't get a hold of her because I got off at 6 in the morning. And I said, "Hey, I'm gonna call you in an hour." Then when I called her, she fell asleep, and then I fell asleep because I work nights, so I didn't get up till 2 or 3 today. And by then, she probably invited somebody. They were probably up there. So I was like, well, I'll go to Bogey's, go watch the game. That's what I like about going to the games. It's fun and exciting, but of course, if you can't make it, you still go to the bar, watch a game. There'll be people up there watching it. So you still, either way, it's still kind of win-win. I've been to a lot of Rockets games, bro. Too many. I've probably been to maybe 200. At this point, I've been to so many games. I have nothing else left to prove, man. I've just been to so many. It's not the same anymore. You get kind of burned out. So, I just say, fuck it. I'd rather just go to the bar and grill, spend like $20, 25 on food or whatever, drinks, whatever. Go up there, see some people Friday night, still kind of watch the game. That's kind of what I've been doing, man. Keeping it small, simple, stuff like that. Plus, the traffic is horrible trying to lead the games. It takes forever to get home, takes forever to get to the game. So I just like, what, I'd rather just maybe go out to a bar, catch a beer, some wings or something, watch the game, and, and have a good time, man. Is there any teams in the playoffs you would have liked to see make it next year? Let me look. I would say maybe Dallas, the Mavericks, if anybody. That's probably like just one team that comes off to my head, but I don't know. Let me look at the standings and see, is there any other team? Well, I mean, I can think of another one right now. Maybe the Pelicans, if Zion Williamson can actually stay healthy enough to play an entire season versus only playing 20 games a year, and they gave him that big, large contract. Now I hear they're trading him next year. The only problem is, what are you going to get for him? What are you going to get for Zion Williamson? The guy's just not committed. And, New Orleans threw him the house, which I kind of question why would you do that? Like, why would you throw him the house knowing that this guy's been known for not conditioning, known for not staying healthy, and known for only playing 10% of the season? Like, why would you risk giving this guy the house? Did you think it was going to motivate him? No. The guy doesn't give a shit. It's just more money for him to spend somewhere else where probably shit he don't need. And now you just throw the house at him for what? You could have threw the house at other players. You could have been built in the draft. You could have been made a push in free agency. Instead, you went all in on Zion Williamson. That doesn't make any sense. Sure, he'll give you a couple highlights here or there, but he's not consistent. How many games has Zion played in? Has he even played 100 games or even 50? Like, it's kind of embarrassing. His whole NBA career has just been one big joke. He's worse than what's his name that came from Ohio State, that Ogden guy. Remember him? He played for Portland and stuff. Like, he's better than Zion. I mean, Jesus Christ. All right, so look at the playoff teams that didn't get in. I would like to see in. Let's see. For the West, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Portland in. I kind of like that Shade Sharp guy that they got. He's pretty damn good. And then DeAndre Ayton they got from Phoenix. That actually wasn't too bad of a squad that Portland had. Maybe New Orleans. I'll go to the West. East. Bulls. The Bulls made a late run at it. But they didn't get in. They didn't get in the play-in. And then I would say maybe the Brooklyn Nets. Because I like what's his name? D'Lo. D'Lo from the Nets. It's pretty good. So I'd probably maybe say Brooklyn. Like I said, I wait for next year for the playoffs. I mean, for the regular season. Right now, we in the NBA playoffs. Right now, the best team in the NBA right now is a combination between Cleveland, Boston, and OKC. I think those are like the three best teams. You could probably make a debate about which one you think is better. But I think everybody else is like a distant second after that. All the other teams are still in the bracket. But, I mean, if I was to put my money up, I would say OKC is probably a little bit better than Cleveland, and I think they're slightly better than Boston, who Boston is slightly better than Cleveland. So I'd say OKC is probably the best team on the board still. Like I would probably go with the Thunder. They got some of the most underrated players on the roster. SGA is fucking phenomenal. Chet Holmgren is also phenomenal. Fucking beast, man. That guy just came up out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Alex Caruso, another good one. Uzami Dang, Dort's another good one. Um, Isaiah Hartenstein. You know the Rockets used to have him. We used to have Hartenstein, but he was trash with us. But tell me how he's not trash with OKC. Ain't that a bitch? This guy was good with the Thunder. He's fucking balling in OKC. But with us, he fucking sucked, man. You know? Isaiah Joe's not that bad either. Other than that, man, OKC Thunder's got a good roster. You know, man, I'm telling you, this has been a good. It's been a good playoff so far. But I would agree. I would agree with the comments about saying that the Clippers and the Nuggets is probably the best series right now going on. That is the best. I would say Clippers, Nuggets, and then I would say what's the next one after that? I would say Knicks and Pistons. It's probably the second one. Knicks and Pistons is second, and then Rockets Warriors is third. In that top order, I would say in that order, most entertaining series. It's funny how most of these series can end lopsided. Yeah, absolutely. There's only maybe one series that, or maybe two potentially. There are three that can go seven, and that's the top three that I named. Other than that, every other series could end in six or less. What do you think's the wrong with basketball today? Well, I'll just keep it simple. I think they need to bring back hand checking for sure. I think you need to make defense more prevalent during the regular season, not just playoffs. I would probably make you know back to the basket center thing a thing. Stop demonizing the 12-foot jump shot. Also eliminate three in the key. Let's say, for example, or you can tweak it by allowing one defender in the paint at all times. I think it would be pretty cool because it would contest a lot of those layups. At the same time, you know, not shoot as many threes. So it really requires the skill of the players. Requires the skill of the players to step up. Well, yeah. So far, man, I would bring hand checking back. I would eliminate the three in the key, or I would tweak the three in the key rule. And that's what I would do so far. But anyways, yeah, damn good game today, man. We're tied at one game apiece, and game three is going to be on, I believe, Saturday. We play the Warriors. Let's see what time, because I got to look. I'm gonna be at work, so I'm not gonna be able to watch that game. But let's just go and look at Saturday's game real quick. So we play Golden State at 7:30 on ABC. Okay, so Golden State's a 2.5 favor. So if you take Rockets, you get 2.5. That means Warriors got to win by 3 if you're taking Warriors on the point spread. I would take that bet, Golden State, if you were betting and assuming Butler was playing. If not, I'd probably take Rockets at 2.5. Just depends if Jimmy G's playing or not. You know what I'm saying? But I would take probably if Butler plays, I think Golden State probably win it. But if he doesn't, man, Rockets might take 2 in Golden State, bro. I'm telling you. It's a big disadvantage without Butler on the court, man. There's a big difference. Big difference. But yeah, we got 7:30 on Saturday, and then on Monday, it's a 9:30 game on TNT. See, I'm gonna miss both of those games. Ain't that a bitch? But Wednesday, I'll be able to watch that one. That's game 5, and I'm off that day. So I'll be able to watch that. That's a TNT game. And then let's see, Friday, we go at Golden State, but they're assuming it's 6, but they haven't gave a time and announcement on it. But I wouldn't doubt it's probably gonna be the late game. Or it'll probably be Lakers in Minnesota, I'm assuming. And then we probably would be like an 8 o'clock game or something, or 7:30. Either way, it's no big deal to me. I'll only be able to catch one damn game. One more game of this series, and that's game 5, unfortunately. It's the only game I'll be able to take. Bro, I just can't wait. I can't wait till game 3, man. I'm just all excited for it. I hope we come out with some firepower, and I hope we win, bro. Love this shit. Good team basketball. Good damn team basketball. So I had the right to talk shit tonight. We won 109-94. I fucking love it, bro. Good basketball, man. And nothing feels better than a win in the NBA. Am I not lying? Boy, I'm telling you. Nothing feels better than a win right now. Got the fucking win. Got the dub. Tied at 1. Fucking loving this shit. I want to beat the Warriors so fucking bad. I mean, just to say that we did it. We're 0-4 against them. Can you believe that shit? 0-4 against the Warriors in playoffs. 0-4 and never beating them. Imagine if we could beat them with this young roster we got, bro. Talking about turning the heads, turning the tables, and we beat the Warriors for the first damn time. Tonight's game, I think, woke me up and just gave me that reminder about this playoff basketball intensity and the Warriors-Rockets rivalry. Even though we never beat them in the playoffs, but it's just a reminder of that rivalry, bro. Just all over again. Boom, 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 boom. I'm telling you, bro. I love every second of this, man. Like I said, game 3 Saturday. I'm gonna be at work, so probably be a bunch of shit talking with everybody up there. You know, there's people that I work with. Like there are some Warriors fans up there, so they're gonna be shit talking, and it's gonna be fun for a friendly fan trash talking. It's gonna be fun, bro. I'm talking about game 3 is gonna be lit because both of these teams they know what's on the line. It's the ability to go up 2-1. You know how much like the pressure like of these games are gonna put. You go up 2-1 in this series, bruh. Stop. You agree with me, Spider? You agree with me? If whoever wins this game, this next one, man, you get 2 wins. You get 2 wins this year, and you go up 2-1. Who's the pressure under to win more, Golden State or Houston for game 3? I would say it would have to be the Warriors, because now the Warriors have to defend home court. Remember, it was our job to defend home court in that first one, Marvin. Think of it like that. It was our job to defend home court advantage the first game. And we didn't do that, but we did split it. Now Golden State's like, oh, wow, okay, so the Rockets came out and they showed out. They're not afraid of us, obviously, and they're not just going to give us these games either. So they know we're going to be with them all the way, right? They know what Jalen Green's about now. They know what Amen Thompson and D. Brooks and all these guys are about. Torrey Easton, Jabari Smith Jr. They know what we're about now. So they're like, okay, so the pressure's now on the Warriors. Can the Warriors win both games? Remember, they got to win both. They have to win both home games. They may win 1, but can they win 2? Can they win 2? And see, if you're the Rockets and we're in our poker position, you can think, okay, we just got to win 1 game in Golden State. Just 1 fucking game. If we can take 1 game in GS in Golden State, bro, we're right back in this. Right back in the fucking dance. You hear me, Daniel? You hear me, Brandon? You hear me, Spider? Or you really feel you hear what I'm saying, right? If we can go in 1 game in Golden State and take one of those games, bro, we're right back in this. Right back in this. This is what playoff basketball is all about, man. Especially if we go to Game 7 and it's in Houston and Toyota Center, and those fans are going to be screaming, and you can feel the energy in that building. Rockets, Warriors, there is no love lost. We both hate each other's guts, and I don't care what you say. Even if Warriors look past us and say, "Well, we've already beaten you 4 times." Okay, that's fine. You might beat us 4 times, but there's no guarantee you're going to beat us this 5th time. So there's still no guarantee for that. So guess what? Guess what? You're still going to feel it. It's not about what you did for me back then. It's what you did for me lately. Stop bringing up old shit. So if we win this series, it don't matter if you beat us 4 previous times. What matters is we still got you this one time. When we beat you in a 7-game series, and that's the feeling that I want. It's not about who beat each other more. It's about if we get it done right now, and we beat the Warriors in 7, or whatever games it takes to get there, to 4 games, and we go on the next round. I'll say, yeah, you might have beaten us 4 times, but we beat you this last one, so we're straight. So again, if Rockets can beat the Warriors, just imagine like the can of worms opens up in that second round. You playing Lakers or even Minnesota. It's going to be nasty. I'd rather go up against LA if hypothetically we beat Golden State. And imagine that gauntlet. You got LA in round 2 against Luka and LeBron James. Man, it's going to be nasty. Like I said, I don't want to think too far ahead because I don't want to like self-indulge in this win. And I'm happy for today. Like tonight is my night, God damn it. Tonight is my night, and I've earned the right to talk shit. Just like Warriors were talking shit in my comment section after that stream in Game 1, and they came here running their mouth, and I said, okay, cool, y'all got the win and stuff. I'll give you that. And now guess what? Tonight's my night to win. And even if I get that strike, that appeal, that I may not win, probably won't win, and it goes through, and I can't stream for a week, oh well, I'll see you next Wednesday. And then we can run a ball out of control when we play Golden State for Game 5. Hopefully the series will be tied at 2, at least minimum. Hell no, we're not going to go down 3-1. We got to win 1 game in Golden State. Like tonight was a must-win in regard to tying the series. Even if we lose Game 3, then that's fine. But then you would have to say, okay, well then Game 4 is almost like a must-win, right? Because you can go down 3-1, come back and win a best of 7. It's happened before. Rockets have done it before. So we did it against the Clips. We did it against the Suns. So it's happened before. But if we for example, if we, manage to win a Game 4 in Golden State, tie the series up, now it becomes a best of 3. You got 2 games in our house. That's not that bad. I'll gamble with that. Take those odds. But man, I'm telling you, then this Jalen Green fucking balled out of control today, man. I bet I bet that boy's getting drunk somewhere. I don't know where he's at, but he's probably drinking somewhere at somewhere downtown. I mean, hell. If I was him, I would do the same shit because you know why? He's earned it. The Rockets have earned that right, and their fans have earned the right to talk shit a little bit back to Golden State tonight. We've earned that right. We're not getting swept, goddammit. I told everyone that. I said, we lost the first one, great, okay, cool, but we about to win this second one. We're about to win Game 2. I guaranteed it this morning we were going to win, and I never, ever do that. I don't even do that for the Texans. I never guarantee victories. I've never done that shit. For the Rockets, I might have talked shit in the past and said, oh, we'll beat the Warriors, but I never guaranteed it. I just said we'll beat them, but like it's kind of a guarantee without necessarily saying it. I never on record said I guarantee we're going to beat them. I said I believe this team can beat them, but I never said, oh, I guarantee we will. No. But this time, like I said I guarantee we will beat Golden State Game 2, and god damn it, that's what happened. I was fucking right. But I did not say, I said, listen, I don't think we'll win big, but I think 5-6 points. Like I was thinking somewhere in there, it was going to be like a battle contesting game. Shots are going in, back and forth, defense, physicality is there, free throws are going in, and both teams are giving it their best. I didn't expect Butler to get hurt. I didn't expect Curry to struggle as like he did, but I did expect us to reduce his points. I said he's not going to have 31 tonight. He had 20. I'm like, all right, bet. And then Brzezinski, who was a killer in the last game. 0 points today. Love that shit. Now, Golden State, their bench did put up some points. I will give them respect in that regard. But their starters tonight didn't show up. The starters tonight didn't show up enough. I'll leave it like that. And of course, Jimmy got hurt, with 3 points, but he got hurt, understandably so. And maybe the game would have been a little bit, probably a lot different if, let's say, Jimmy does play and gets 25. So now you're talking about 22, you're down 15, maybe you win by 7. There's still obviously those mathematics apply, but at the same time, like as a Rockets fan, I gotta love this shit. I'm soaking this up. Tonight's my night. Like I said, Game 3, I might be on here crying because we might lose Game 3. That can't happen. And the Warriors fans be like, "Yeah, see, I told you, the series ain't over. You shut your fucking mouth now." Yeah, you're right. I might have to shut you shut my mouth on Game 3 then. I'll go out, win, shut my mouth. But before that happens, my mouth gonna keep doing this. And then if I get that strike tomorrow, that's cool. Hey, I ain't tripping. I'll take the week suspension, no live streaming, whatever, cool. But I'll see you next Wednesday. And I'll stream for the Game 5. Hopefully the series will be tied. Maybe it's not. We're down 3-1. I'm hoping that's not the case. So don't get me wrong. The Rockets have to understand you can't go down 3-1 to Golden State. You can't have it. Just like I said, you can't go down to 0-2. Drop both games at home. We won Game 2. Got that fucking dub. Now we got to say, okay, we have to get one win in Golden State. Imagine hypothetically Rockets go in there and just fucking take Game 3. That would be nice. But I'm thinking realistic standards. I'm thinking Golden State will probably, I think Butler will come back, and I think, they'll have a monster game, and they may beat us Game 3. And I think Rockets come out and show out one Game 4. Rockets got to take one game in Golden State. Now it's the ability. We've got to go on the road, and the Rockets do play good on the road. Like I said, we've won in Golden State earlier in the year or before the end of the year was up. And that was a big, giant victory we had over them. So, I didn't want Golden State in round 1. And a lot of it had to do because they beat us in the past. They have our number. And the Warriors are good at beating us. They beat us before in the playoffs 4 times. I was there. I went to every series. And now this game and now this series, I was fucking nervous as shit. I'm like, of all the teams we got in the first round, we got the fucking Warriors. You gotta be fucking kidding me. And then they had Jimmy G. And then the Warriors went 25-2 or 25-4, some ridiculous record since the trade. And now it's like, I look at it and I said, you know what, fuck it, we got to play them. Sooner or later, let's get it over with. Let's dance. Let's tango one last time. Let's put it like this. And this may be the last time we play Golden State, as long in reference to Curry being on the team. We never may play them again in the playoffs. We had no regular season, sure, but playoffs we probably never play them again. And I just look at it like this. Why not play them and give them our all? What do we have to lose? This is a young team. They're up and coming. We really have nothing to lose, the Rockets, from this. Even if Golden State beats us 4-1, we have nothing to lose. Why? Because we never beat the Warriors before. And guess what? We have a lot of young guys on this roster with not enough veteran presence. The guys, Steven Adams and, Fred VanVleet. Could you really compare them to a Curry and a Butler? No, nobody could make the comparisons. You would say Butler alone is better than both of those guys, and so is Curry. And no one's going to argue with that. I'm not going to argue with you that. That is true. But there's nothing for us to lose if we lose this series. There's nothing. We have nothing to lose. And if I'm the head coach at this point, I'm like, we got to win. How's it feel? Feels great. Guys, we have nothing to lose. This is all for us to win. We have nothing to lose. So all you can do is go out there and win. Just take it like that. We have nothing to lose. There's more pressure on Golden State for them to beat us. It's worse for Golden State to lose to us than it is for us to lose to them. Why is that? Because of our inexperience and our youth. So if that is the case, and they're supposed to beat us, then it's nothing for us to lose. But if Golden State lost to us, they have more to answer to than we have to answer to them. How'd you let these young guys beat you like that, man? Come on now. I mean, and then you pick up Butler and y'all were 25-4. How did you lose to this team? And then on Game 1, they'll look at Game 1 and say, look at that. Shangu had 20-something points, and all the rest of the players, they done fucked up and had 11 points and under. And guess what? You let this team come and kick your ass the next couple of games, and you let them win the series, these young guys who've never even been to a playoff before. Man, y'all got some explaining to do. So Curry's going to be looking all fucking stupid at the end if we manage to beat the Warriors. If they beat us, it was something they were already supposed to do. So that alone would be enough momentum for the Rockets to give this team everything they got. all these young guys to give them everything they got, everything on the court. Is we have nothing to fucking lose. And that's the message I would send to this roster. I said, this is all your first time in the playoffs. This is your first experience. You're shaking off the anxiousness and all that and the nervous wracking. You got nothing to lose. And guess what? That's all for you to want. That should be motivation for you to come out and win. Just saying. The pressure's on the Warriors to beat us rather than us to beat them. And you know what? Looking from an underdog standpoint, I kind of like it. I like the underdog in us because it feels like we still have to go out and prove that we can beat them, and we still have to prove we can go out and win. We do this, man, we're in good fucking shape. Let's see if any new comments came in. No new comments came in. I guess no. Everyone's tired of me talking. Y'all getting tired of me talking shit? You got to give me tonight. Tonight's my night to talk shit. And it feels fucking good, like right in the pit of my stomach, my gut. I fucking love it. It's a great feeling that this team showed their potential tonight. I fucking love it. Are the Rockets capable of getting a win in Golden State, Marcus? Oh, absolutely. I don't think we'll get two. I think we'll get one. You tie this series, we're right back into it. You know, we got the home court advantage right back. That's why Golden State is still in poker position, in a better position we are, because they've won in our home. So the series is tied at 1. So now Golden State has to defend home court. But at the same time, we still have to go in and win one to even it out. So it's the pressure's there for both teams, essentially. I think there's a lot more for us. Well, there's a lot more to gain for us than it is to lose for Golden State. Golden State has to beat us because they're undefeated against us, and they've beaten us every time they played us, and they got the experienced roster over us, and blah blah blah. They're in position, not us. So we have everything to lose, so that's going to make us want to play more better. All right, guys, it's been an hour and 7 minutes. I'm going to try to get some sleep tonight. I appreciate y'all for watching. You know, I didn't really have any comments come in, other, you know, keep me motivated to talk, because I don't want to just talk all night and people aren't commenting, which, you know, respectfully so. Maybe you guys have lives. Maybe you don't want to hear what Mr. Rose has to say for 5 fucking hours about basketball, right? I think she gets a little old after a while, right? But I appreciate, you know, even for the few people who comment, man, I appreciate that shit. For the little bit of viewers I get on my channel, I love it. Love you guys. Appreciate you for even sharing a comment. You know what I'm saying? But I don't get paid for this. This is just all for fun anyway. This is just to shoot the shit and just chat or whatever. But yeah, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you guys. You know, I'll go ahead and I'll see you again when I see you, because if I get suspended for a week from YouTube, which will probably happen, I won't be able to upload for a week. It's not gonna be fun. I hate it, but it is what it is. It's just life. You know, YouTube suspends my channel for a week. Ooh, I'm not losing no sleep. I used to bother me because I'm like, damn, I can't stream for a week. Man, this sucks. I can't stream for a week. Man, this sucks. Now it's like, man, I ain't making no money off this shit. I don't give a fuck. You know? So fucking what? They get rid of they strike me for a week, and then, you know, why do I care if you give me a strike? I was showing the game earlier, not the entire game, but I was showing like maybe a couple of minutes left, and I got flagged. You know what I'm saying? Reported. So, you know, for copyright, which is, you know, that I'm not going to be mad at it because it is true. I try to take advantage of it, and I didn't film most of the game. I just felt like maybe a minute or two here or there, and finally my hand got caught in the cookie jar because I didn't get a strike for like 3 attempts that I did it. So I said, well, maybe they'll let me do the last 5 minutes of the game, and boom, got a strike after like 2 minutes. So I appealed it. So it's going through the appeal process. I will lose because it is technically copyright infringement, and YouTube is correct. You know, I cannot do that. So, you know, I gonna have to take the strike, like strike. And the first strike you get, you can't stream for a week, and then the strike stays on for 6 months or 3 months. So I think it's fucking retarded how they keep the strike on there for so long. So it's like I could get it if maybe like the strike lasts for like, you know, the length of the time that you're suspended. So 1 week a strike and you can't upload in a week. Okay, that's reasonable. But when you sit there and tell me I got a 3-month strike and then you want to sit there and suspend me, then that's fine. Hey man, It's cool. I'm not even tripping. I thought it was hilarious because I'm like, this is the first time I had a strike in a long time. It's been a while. I forgot what it felt like. And it's like now all my strikes are just copyright strikes. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't got a strike last time, so last year in June. It's been a minute. So I was like, damn, I got a strike on my channel. Holy shit, for what? And they're like, oh, for live streaming the NBA game, well, filming a couple minutes or whatever. I was like, okay, that's cool, whatever. I'm not losing no sleep. Like, again, I'm not losing no sleep. You suspend me, that's cool. I'll be out for a week, and then I'll get the strike on my channel for 30 days, or I think it's 3 months, and then they remove the strike, and then I can't live stream for a week. So it's cool, man. I'm not losing no sleep over this shit. But like I said, I'm having fun. Tonight's my night to talk shit. But you know what sucks? Game 3, we go out. We go out and wet the bed. And Golden State kicks our ass, which can happen. Very well can happen. And the tables can turn, and then of course, Golden State Warriors fans will be in the comment section like, "Oh, you want to run your mouth now?" And so then you're going to get a little bit of that, and that's expected because I expect them to do that, But I'm just saying, just for tonight, only for tonight is my night. Even if Golden State wins the series in 5, let's just say hypothetically, they'll come out and say, "Oh, you want to run your mouth now?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was running my mouth in game 2. I thought we were going to win. I thought we had a good chance of extending this, making a 7-game series. I was wrong. Okay, it happens. So sue me. I thought it was going to fucking happen. My bad. I'm wrong. I'm not always right. Sometimes I'm capable of being wrong. Okay, I was wrong. Thought this series would go 7. Forgive me for being confident. Considering the fact that we went 5 games and we won 2 of them anyway, so we went 3 for 2 for the regular season. Warriors won 3 and we won 2 of the matchups, so it was kind of even. So I'm like, okay, we beaten this team. It's not a playoff series, and it's an itch on my back that I've been wanting to scratch for quite a long time. Since we've been paired up against the Warriors, I get sick of losing to them, and it's just tonight on the night was physical, and I said, you know what? This reminded me of all the times we played against each other, of these grudge matches, these physical grudge matches. Despite the fact that the Warriors beat us every time we played in a 7-game series, they win the series, I still say it's a grudge match because they hate us just as much as we hate them. It is what it is. They hate us and we fucking hate them. There's no secret. Who's the most overrated team in the NBA playoffs right now? Let me think. The most overrated one, there's 2 teams. New York Knicks is one of them. They're very overhyped in this. And I'd say that, Detroit is almost evenly matched with the Knicks. And the Knicks are very overrated. The way that they talk about the Knicks coming in at 3 as being this dark horse, no. The Knicks are very overrated and can be beaten. Cat, 10 points in game 2. And then not to mention that they didn't have any other players that stepped up outside of Brunson. Brunson had 37. Sure, but no one else could score. So I think the Knicks are definitely up there. And I would put the Milwaukee Bucks at second. Milwaukee Bucks with the additions of Dame and then trading to bring in Kyle Kuzma and giving up Middleton and bringing in Kyle Kuzma. And, the Bucks look like crap. I mean, they don't look the same even when Dame came on the court. Dame looked like a pile of shit, and that's hard to say because I had the Bucks possibly going to the Eastern Conference Finals when I first did my picks. I said Dame and Giannis are going to be a nasty fucking duel in the playoffs, and they'll make a deep playoff run. Now, it's possible they could get swept out of the first round, which I don't think that'll happen. I think Milwaukee actually manages to win 2 games at their home court. Then it becomes a best of 3. But anyways, I still think if the Bucks can somehow win game 3 and 4, I still think they can beat the Pacers in a 7-game series. But the Pacers are fucking balling out of control. The Pacers look nice. Just saying, for shits and giggles, the Pacers look good. I would say the most underrated team Now let's go underrated since we did overrated. Overrated is Bucks and the Knicks. Definitely are overrated playoffs. I'd say underrated. I'm gonna say okay for the West, the Clippers, because even though James Harden is known to be a choke artist, if Kawhi Leonard plays the game that he played in Game 2 with 39, and Harden can feed off with 25, the Clippers look pretty damn nice. Actually, they're a little bit more underrated. If you're looking at the East, an underrated team, I would say Detroit. I would say Detroit is an underrated team. This Cade Cunningham is a fucking monster, you know. And Schroeder, 20 points off the bench in Game 2. Nasty. So if I would say underrated, Detroit and Clippers. Overrated, Bucks and Knicks. Absolutely. We just barely been to the first 2 games, and the NBA season has been exciting. It's been fun. It's been fun for me, even though basketball is not the same as it used to be. I still think that it's the playoffs is certain series have been a little bit fun to watch. So we're just gonna have to wait and till tomorrow's games, and then if my channel's still up, meaning that I don't have a strike, then I might stream like maybe the fourth quarter of a game tomorrow, towards the end, and maybe do an analysis on the 3 games. But other than that, if my channel has a strike, obviously you'll know because you won't see me. But I did appeal it. I'll probably lose the strike, and so I'll be gone for a week from going live stream, or uploads. So it is what it is. I'm not tripping. I ain't losing no sleep. Like I said, this is just YouTube is just fun for me. I don't make money off of this site, so it's not like I'm personally like, oh my god, I can't sleep. I can't upload. I don't care. It is what it is. I don't lose sleep over that shit no more. Like if I would have lost my channel, like let's say 5, 6, 7 years ago, hell yeah, I would have fucking lost sleep over that. I'd be like, damn, I lost all my subscribers. Damn, I lost this. Damn, I lost that. Shit, I don't give a fuck. I ain't losing no sleep. I would make another one. Ain't that hard. Make a new damn channel. Shit. But anyways, all right, guys. I appreciate y'all for being on, man. Much love and respect, and I'll holla at y'all. See y'all tomorrow.